Decentralization, from fears to reality. Our speakers are Chairman of the Board of Ukrainian Institute of International Policy, Rostyslav Tomenchuk, and also Nadiya Afanasyeva, coordinator of the project. Good afternoon, I'm Rostyslav Tomenchuk. My colleague is Nadiya Afanasyeva. Why we are here? Our organization, Ukrainian Institute of International Policy, realized that there is a big problem with showing to people locally and demonstrate the best practices on decentralization. We know that reforms are taking place like they are taking place in France and Poland and Slovenia. So our task as the organization that is working with the EU was to demonstrate to civil servants and to the public what are the best practices, what is decentralization, how it works, and what were the results. This year we had about 25 training sessions all over Ukraine together with the Ministry of Regional Development. We organized the awareness seminars for the heads of regional administrations, and in the process of communication, it was obvious that there are many different stereotypes, wrong understanding. Very often the facts are distorted. That is why in the end of our project we decided to try to make several videos which we would like to present to you. And in the process of our work, we analyzed and we conducted, we tested our videos with the participants of our seminars, and there were about 2,000 people all over Ukraine. They are directed towards the average citizen, and that is about 30 seconds videos. And this way, we would like to enhance the information component in the campaign. The reform started on the basis of Polish experience, and that is why our first video was about Poland. So that will be video number 1. Poland started reforms changing the Soviet model of power. It was happening in the cities and villages. People were addressing all the issues by the communities. We can achieve better, we can ensure comfort for the citizens, better quality of life. All depends on us, our capacities, our resources, our responsibility. Here you could see that the main slogan, which will be repeated in all other videos. These are 3 components of decentralization: our responsibility, our resources, and the powers. These are 3 key things on which decentralization is built. The drivers in decentralization locally are local authorities, and this presidential branch, they have to find consensus with the deputies, with the heads of local councils. And please demonstrate the second video. The taxes were and distributed unevenly before the reform. The local authorities didn't have resources and could not be responsible to the community. Now authorities have enough resources to execute on their promises. They can report to you for the use of money, your powers, your resources, your responsibility. And here you could see such principles of the box with apples that demonstrates the taxes which are not transferred to Kiev, but they stay locally, and they demonstrate that the community will be able to dispose of the money earned on their territory. This is one of the main principles of the reform of decentralization, and when the participants at our events were always asking, but how will we be developing our infrastructure, at whose expense we'll be doing that, as well as repairing roads, we were explaining that besides getting the state subventions, you will be able to use money from the taxes of the business. You will be just accumulating the local taxes as well. The question about roads was, they were asking us at each seminar this question about the roads. So for the average Ukrainian, what will happen to the roads and the result of decentralization? And I request you to demonstrate the video about roads. The roads which are in very bad condition after the reform, after the taxes stay in your community, the authorities will get resources and powers. The roads will be of high quality, they will be safe, we will have the transportation infrastructure. All depends on you, your powers, your resources, your responsibility. Thank you. That is the confirmation of that. I would like to say that all our 6 videos are made according to the principle. First, we show what the community was before the decentralization reform, and then what will happen after the reform. It will not happen tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, a lot is depends on the capacity of the community, and also on people who they elect. We hope that these videos will help these new territorial communities who start forming their structure. And in our campaign, we will be broadcasting these videos via TV, and we'll be giving them to our colleagues from other projects so that they can use them during awareness campaigns, during the workshops, in trains, in supermarkets, and so on. Now I would like to give the floor to Nadiya Afanasyeva, and she will present 3 more videos. Thank you. Talking about roads, we mostly were emphasizing the roads which are between the settlements. There were about 1,500 people who participated in our workshops. One of the main questions was, and what will be happening between the settlements? We're merging the villages. In the villages we do have some roads, but between the villages everything is very bad. All the videos will be shown on regional TV channels. They will be in the networks. And just as my colleague said, we hope that our partners from other projects on decentralization will be helping us. Our videos are made with the support of the National Fund for Democracy. As you have seen, the video is The videos are quite simple, but they talk about all the problems which are of importance. One of another important problems was education. How will school change, how local authorities could influence the reforms in the sphere of education. Lack of money, old building of schools, in competitive education after reform. The funds will be distributed by local authorities. How the school changes is the decision of your community. You will get a chance to make these decisions yourselves. All depends on you, your powers, your resources, your responsibility. And also about 80% were asking how to survive in the organized the territorial community and how to ensure medical service inside the community. Some people think that all the hospitals will be closed and they will be only at the level of the district or region, district or regional centers. So this is a video on the reform of medical service and how important it is for the community to participate in the process of reforming this sector. Lack of money and medicines, all transportation, hospitals where they could not provide high quality medical services. Most of the reforms of the taxes will stay within the community. You will be able to purchase high quality equipment and high quality medicines. There will be no need to go to big hospital. It all depends on you, your powers, your resources, your responsibility. And all these videos, and this is more ideal transformation. This will not happen in a year or two. This is what we need to be striving for. Looking at international experience, Poland started its reform in '89 and the reform is still going on. Romania started in '96, it also is still going on. So we need to be ready. We should understand that our reform depends on us. And our last video is on how we will attract investments to the merged territorial communities. How the community will be able to survive, how infrastructure will develop, and how the image of Ukraine will be improving. Lack of investments in attractive conditions. This was scaring away the investors from the small towns. The community after the reform will be suggesting the directions for the investments. This will lead to dynamic development. All depends on you, your powers, your resources, your responsibility. And one more thing I would like to say. Our slogan is there are resources, there's responsibility, and there are some powers that local authorities have. So in each community there should be such a position as project manager who will be able to write the projects, to win the projects, to attract investment. So from the 1st of December, International Institute of International Policy starts the new project We will be organizing the workshops on project management for the cities of regional and district subordination. Besides, we are planning to work with 159 territorial communities, which in October were formed. And we will be working with them in our future projects. Thank you. If you have any questions, I have several questions. Basically, it was interesting to see whether these were apples or tomatoes, but the question to Nadiya, you said that you believe that the Ministry of Information Policy will be supporting you. Are you negotiating already, or are you planning? We already have negotiations. We have we were sending official letters. The Ministry of Regional Development is also supporting us. So we hope that our videos will be broadcast on regional TV channels. Which regional TV channels do you mean? Will they be also broadcast on central TV channels? Yes, they will. We are planning to do so. Our videos are in Ukrainian and Russian languages. These were wise advice from our marketeers. You could see on the video the logo of the Ministry of Regional Policy. So all these videos were approved by them and in accordance with the bureaucratic procedure. Now the ministry is transferring this information to the Ministry of Information Policy. As far as I understand, there is some time which is allocated on different TV channels for the decentralization reform. And the Ministry of Information Policy will be transferring these videos to TV channels. There are many small local TV channels. We will try to contact them directly with letters. We will giving them these videos because these videos are the social videos and there should be no money paid for them. We made them in Russian and Ukrainian, as it has been mentioned, but it is important for us that this material is not just on YouTube, but we would like them to be shown on the TV channels because we are emphasizing in these videos things which are important for those people who have no time, who cannot study a lot so that they understand what it will look like. Any other questions, any clarifications? Once there are no questions, thank you Nadiya, thank you Rostyslav, see you again. Our next briefing is at 10:30.